The Eastern Screech Owl will have a clutch of 2 to 6 eggs. The incubation period is 27 to 34 days, and the nesting period is 26 to 30 days. Once the owlets hatch, they look like fluffy balls of cotton, but grow quickly. Hootie and her nestlings are fed by her mate, Hoot, though it is Hootie that tears the prey into small bits for the babies. While we can't see the owlets at this stage, there are indicators that they're in there. The reappearance of the blue jays at the nest as they are on a mission to eradicate the owlets, and Hootie will defend them vivaciously. Also, the increased amount of food brought to the nest by Hoot gives us indication. And lastly, when we see both Hoot and Hootie bringing food to the nest, we know that we have babies inside. As they grow, their food demands increase also, and Hoot must up his game with small birds, lizards, mice, and snakes. At approximately 3 weeks, the owlets have gotten big enough to see them in the nest opening. They've also learned that this is where the food comes from. Here, we can see the owlets for the first time on video. We see twins as they sit and wait for the Uber to deliver food to the front door. They are not disappointed. In these next few shots, we learn that Hoot and Hootie have in fact had triplets. As one brave bird heads out on the branch expanding his environment, we see his sisters peeping, waiting for the next food delivery. We are pleased to introduce Giggles, Gizmo, and Grace. As the days go by, Giggles, Gizmo, and Grace begin to explore outside the nest. As you can see here, Gizmo is taking it to new heights and new lows. Thank goodness the branch caught him, as there was another 15 feet to the ground. It's common for the babies to end up on the ground or nearby branches and must use their feet and fluttering wings to climb laboriously back to safety. Here we see Grace demonstrating her ability to execute such a plan. All this effort requires a lot of sustenance. Here, Hoot delivers another mouse for dinner. Our owlets will gain flight and hunting skills slowly, so they will depend on their parents for food for the next 8 to 10 weeks. Both parents feed the youngsters at this stage, and adults, especially the females, shelter together with the young in the nest. Their tree climbing skills progress nicely, and soon they are quite adept at getting back to the nest. Then there's Gizmo. Keep at it, Gizmo. You'll get it. Way to go, Giz. Yet there's always the straggler, the last one to take the big leap. Here we see Giggles asking herself, go or no go? In the end, she must go. And she does. If you listen closely, you can hear her laughing on the ground. She's watched her siblings enough to know how this works and does a fantastic job of climbing back up the tree. Not to be outdone by his sisters, Gizmo gives it another try. Way to go, Giz! So long from the feathered McDavids, Hoot, Hootie, Giggles, Gizmo, and Grace.